Welcome to Netflix and Chill, where we're going to take a deep dive into the organization that is Netflix and see how they stack up in the subscription video on-demand service industry. But first, let's meet our two customers, Dave and Sarah. Dave is your typical bachelor. He's 21 years old, he's an opinion leader in his social group, and he's very image conscious, meaning that he's always keeping up to date with the latest TV shows and movies. Sarah, on the other hand, is a cool mum. She's 26 years old, has a kid aged 5, and enjoys a family movie night on a Friday afternoon. Both Dave and Sarah have been Netflix users for a little over a year, and they love the service. But the two use it for very different purposes. Dave watches the latest TV shows and movies to stay socially relevant, whereas Sarah just wants to occupy her kid and maybe sit back and watch a nice TV show every now and then. But there's new sharks in the water, and they're looking for Dave and Sarah. So over the course of 4 episodes, we're going to be analysing how Netflix can ward off these sharks and retain Dave and Sarah as loyal customers. This is Customer Magnet. Netflix was founded in 1997 by 2 software engineers, Reed Hastings and Mark Rudolph. The company originally rented DVDs through the internet, and in 2007 moved into the streaming business. Today, Netflix has over 93 million members in over 190 countries. Netflix only arrived on Australian shores in 2015 and since then has gained 2.8 million subscribers. But with all this success, there are still issues that Netflix has to face. For one, there is a content gap between the Australian market and the US market. Our 2 customers, Dave and Sarah, feel a little bit cheated. A second and probably more pressing issue is dealing with market maturity. We've already seen in the US market subscription growth slow. And despite Netflix having one of the lowest cancellation rates in the entire marketplace of just 9%, customer retention is becoming vital to their business model moving forward. And whilst the Australian marketplace continues to foster growth for Netflix, we can expect a similar slowdown as more and more competitors come into the marketplace and as the market matures. So the question then becomes, how can we preemptively deal with these issues and ensure that Netflix maintains and improves their market share?
Houston, we have a problem.
Netflix Australia simply doesn't have as many quality titles as the US. In fact, approximately 7,000 less. Dave and Sarah, who have already been using Netflix via VPN, aren't impressed with the reduced range in Australia and are likely to stick with the US service if they can get access to it. This is what we do know. A majority of this year's year-on-year growth was driven by increased access via smartphones, around 82% increase. Compared to population, Netflix users or subscribers are 89% more likely to be 18 to 24-year-olds like Dave and Sarah. And Netflix and Chill has been replaced by Family Night. In terms of relationship marketing, Netflix attempts to retain customers by emailing them new shows and TV outcomes that are coming soon to Netflix that customers have already watched, an upcoming seasons on its way, or a new title that you might be interested in. Dave and Sarah want to share and browse what their friends, colleagues, family members are watching and what series they're up to. A most viewed alongside a recently added segment of the content would let young people and family like Dave and Sarah get up to date on society's favourites. It could offer better community and fan features. IMDb does it brilliantly. If you like a certain director or actor, you can simply search for it in the timeline of chronological titles he or she are involved in. Searches that accommodate actor, actress, director, and year would allow for more effective browsing. Imagine being able to toggle a search rated by highest to lowest based on some of these demographics too. Distribution rights make it impossible for Netflix to provide the same content to all countries, but they attempt to make up for this with their exclusive series like House of Cards and Bloodline, and movies as well, as adding localized content for their overseas subscribers. Cable companies and TV networks are becoming less reliant on Netflix, so they are focusing on creating their own shows. This pushes up their costs. More of their own original documentaries, feature films and episodes means more dollars into expenditure. There is a conflict here too. A huge part of Netflix's value comes from other companies' content. Most of those companies are competing against Netflix for viewers, which makes them wary of selling their content to the streaming service. Time Warner, for example, says it's going to consider extending the time between a show's original run and when it shows up on SVOD services like Netflix.
So the basis for our 3 suggestions is preemptive action, because we feel that initiating customer retention strategies today will ensure market success in the future. In order to effectively retain customers, we are going to employ aftermarketing and relationship marketing tactics across 3 integrated solutions. In terms of aftermarketing, we want to improve the customer service experience that Netflix already provides, especially considering our 2 other solutions involve rewarding the customer. So through a virtual assistant, we want to ensure that all rewards are delivered and any issues are resolved within minutes. This will ensure that the customer is satisfied and not left with a sour taste in their mouth.
In order to increase customer satisfaction and engagement, Netflix could add a whole new dimension to its site, a strategy that would add an addictive element. Netflix identifies Dave as a gamer and Sarah as a social butterfly, so in order to increase their engagement on the site and connection to the company, Netflix could introduce a gaming and social element. Netflix users will earn experience, or XP, for every show, movie, and season that they watch, which will accumulate to unlock special rewards. With the help of integration with Facebook, Netflix users can connect and interact with their friends, consequently sustaining active contribution. Some features will include the ability to share movies with friends, like or dislike shows, create playlists of favorite old school movies, and see what your friends are watching right now. The Netflix Rewards is designed to recognize our loyal subscribers, Dave and Sarah. To show our appreciation, we will be providing them with exclusive offerings and discounts for key partners of Netflix. The purpose of this card will be to encourage Dave and Sarah to continue using Netflix, as it will add value to their subscription and increase their perceived risks in switching providers.
Netflix Australia understands that creating exciting and unique services for our satisfied existing customer base is the best way to drive customer loyalty and retention. We assert that our chosen solution is to enhance the product experience of service users through in-platform gamification. This solution is most effective as it employs powerful relational marketing, foundations, and coexistent social elements. Gamification is a notable asset for David and Sarah. It is the most powerful solution because it increases the switching cost, economically known as the opportunity cost. Significantly, by employing relationship marketing with gamified elements, we add a stickiness to the user experience that multiplies other attempts at retention by building a foundation for future use and creating loyalty between Netflix and the user and reducing churn drivers. For instance, service transformation using games is successfully used by Uber for its driver contractors by rewarding excellence with badges and service ratings for elements including conversation and ride quality. How we would implement gamification is through a digital Netflix point system. David and Sarah earn XP for every show, movie, and season that they watch, and their points bar rises on an exponential scale due to the viewing length of session and broadness of content. Users can then unlock special rewards, have faster load times, and be hooked to leveling up their profile by playing the Netflix game. Australian leaderboards will then rank the leading users in various categories and drive a social network effect that reduces churn, increases psychological drivers for fun and motivation, and makes sure users retain their accounts and not leave the service. As we justify our suggestions for the client through the lens of customer retention, this, indisputably, is the best solution to transform Netflix Australia's service experience.